What's up, Dragon Brood? Those of you that didn't see last weekend, I actually got to do commentary for the Channel Fireball Pro Showdown. It's part of a program that they have, but that aside, we did see some actual interesting decks. I mean, I think when we got into it, me and my co-host, Martin Juza, we had kind of thought we were going to see a whole lot of Bant and Reclamation matches or mirror matches, which would have made for a boring day. However, we saw quite a few monocolored decks and a rule list that actually were able to hold up the fight against those decks. So they got me thinking, maybe I should show the mono white list. And on top of that, turns out mono white's actually done well in a couple other events over the weekend as well. Red Bull Untapped, and there was another, I think, Magic Online event where it did pretty well as well. So I made a version of it, and we're going to play it. As usual, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, because we put content up almost every day. So if you want to be one of the first to get notified, click the bell. But let's go take a look at the deck. Alright, going down this list, there's not going to be a ton of surprises if you've seen other people's mono white lists at this point. If you haven't, maybe this will be kind of fun for you. So, playing Garrison Cats, one of the reasons the Cats is in here is just the Cats are in here. It's just because when they die, you get another token, which allows you to keep attacking, keep the pressure up, and you don't have to worry about board sweepers as much. Giant Killer has some good utility, being able to take down bigger creatures. However, when you're playing against other small aggro decks, mono red, mono white, it actually is a reasonable blocker because of the 2 toughness. Hunted Witness, another one that when it dies makes tokens. Selfless Savior tries to just save your largest creature. Basri Solidarity. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this card because it is a sorcery. Most lists are playing 4. I'm playing 3 just because I'm trying to make room for a couple other cards. Raise the Alarm. Obviously really good, just makes 2 creatures. Seasoned Hollowblade. Fantastic, one of the best cards in the deck. This is one of the cards I was trying to make room for. We played a couple of copies of Basri Ket. We're going to see how it goes. In early testing, it seemed pretty good, so I'm going to give it a run and see what happens. Playing 4 Glorious Anthem, playing some Unbreakable formations. Venerated Luxodon, this is one that most people play 4. I tend to have some weird luck with this card. You know, tapping everything down, then the opponent sweeps the board. Or just not a good spot to play it on the cheap because I need to keep my creatures up as blockers. So I'm playing 3, maybe I could be talked back into the 4th copy later. Then we're playing some Castle Ardenvales and a bunch of planes. So nothing really crazy there, but overall, it's a pretty efficient deck, so let's go hop in the arena and have some fun. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep this. I think we need to draw at least one more 1-mana creature, or maybe like a Raise the Alarm would be real nice here, because then we could turn 3 Venerated Luxodon, but we'll see. Oh, that wasn't a bad creature to draw there. Keeps the opponent from attacking. I mean, I say that. I guess they could have attacked. It would have just been really bad. And I'm just going to pass. No point to get aggressive here. We are not the beat down in the scenario just yet. So if they have to do something like stomp one of our giant killers or something, that would have been totally fine. We would have been in that market for sure. Here, I think we go ahead and Luxodon while we have an opportunity before the board gets too bad. That's all of our creatures anyway, and we get to protect the Luxodon with the Selfless Savior. Then next turn, I think we Glorious Anthem, and then hopefully something and Basri Ket, or not Basri Ket, just Basri Solidarity, and then just see what happens after that. I mean, we are going to eat a big Embercleave at some point. Like, we know that's a thing. Oh, that's nice. See, now this gets tricky because these would be the things getting Embercleaved, but they're not going to be very large. So we can actually end up getting this just wasted. And I don't think we want to do that. So let's just go ahead and go bigger. And I am willing to attack with Venerated Luxodon here. Mostly because I feel like when the opponent attacks, we can spread our blocks wide if we wanted to. Maybe just taking a big hit from one of the Runaway Steamkins, but willing to accept that. Robber of the Rich, sure. They're just going to empty their hand here with all their counters, I'm sure. Yep, makes sense. An axe, great, makes sense. The last one, Embercleave. Oh, it was a Rimrock Knight. Alright, that's actually pretty good for us. And then we can kill an axe, which is super nice. I mean, it's still close. I mean, we have larger creatures, but they definitely are going to be able to go wider on us. Let's see what the opponent opts to do here. Alright, our turn. We will put this land into play, because I have a feeling we may need that on the following turn, so we can play something in Solidarity. And I think we're just going to pass here. See what the opponent's up to. Hopefully they just draw a land or something. And not a castle, because that would not be friendly to us. Could have used a lot of things, though, here. I mean, if that would have been, like, even, I would say, like, raise the alarm. That could have been great, you know. Alright, so it took a creature from us. Annoying, but not one we're super concerned with right now. Though that would have been a recurring 2/2 for us, which would have been real nice. So, we need to just figure out how we wish to block here. Let's go ahead and put... problem is, they could have an instant and trade with us there. We don't want to do that. So let's put this there. Let's put this there. Let's put this over here, because you're not going to get any larger, right? Because they only get to 4/4s. It has 3 counters on it. Yep. Can't. Fewer than 3. And then we'll put this on here. Since you didn't pay to make it unblockables. Currently, that would be 4, 7. We are willing to take those. Alright. Let's destroy that. They can put their Embercleaves wherever they so choose. Nothing's happening. Okay, that ended up being better than I thought this was going to be. So we get to block, live, block, live, block, live, block, live. Okay, sure. And knowing the opponent only has 1 potential live burn card, we could save whatever with the dog, so... seems good. Feel like we just turned this around, potentially. Alright, so we get the choice of either making a 2/2. Actually, no, this is better. So we'll just play this. Pump everything up. Attack with this and this. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we can do with this hand. Get in there with the Haunted Witness. Then not much to really think through here. We're just going to turn to Selfless Savior. Then maybe... Alright, we're going to play both of these, actually. That's actually better for us next turn. So now we can actually Venerated Lexodon, boom, boom, boom. Turn those into 2/2s. And have a pretty good go of it. And then we have Solidarity the following turn. So that can be a big... excuse me, be a big turn 4, potentially. Oh, no, see, now this is even nicer. Because now we play this. And then we get 5 creatures that get juiced up instead. and that's even better. So now when we Solidarity, it's going to have a pretty big impact. I mean, if the opponent just Uros here, they might just be dead. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 5, that's 20. So they would have been at 1. But even if they go get white land here, so they can sweep the board, it wouldn't do anything. Yeah, we're going to beat the opponent before they actually get to do anything. Look at that. Looks like a keeper. Alright. Let's do this. This isn't a bad setup. It just depends on what the opponent has. I mean, they're playing the counter sharks, so I don't know. Maybe they like sharks, or they're a fan of Jaws, or they actually are playing a bunch of spell counters. Who the heck knows? Though right now, it looks like they're just playing very slowly. Whatever the thing is that's going on here. Alright. Well, they were there long enough for us to make a play, but it looks like they are not around. So that's a bit disappointing. Oh, they are around. Look at that. Look at that. We thought they were going to go away. And here they are. Alright, so I think our initial plan still holds true here. Where we're just going to play Venerated Luxodon next turn. Though we wouldn't mind playing a Raise the Alarm if we were to draw it. And then play a Loxodon. But let's see. Alright, they're taking some damage for a Leafkin Druid. That's a good sign as well, because if they're playing Leafkin... Oh, look at that. We just summoned to Raise the Alarm. If they're playing Leafkin Druid, there's a good chance they're not actually going to be playing any type of board sweepers that we'd have to worry about next turn. So our goal next turn is probably just going to be play Glorious Anthem, keep one card in hand, and then hope that's enough to be able to keep fighting through. Alright, there's a Simulacrum, which will ramp their land a bit. Alright, we're going to have to hope these two big swings are enough. Otherwise, they're going to ramp into something that's going to be totally uncontrollable, I would imagine. Oh, so do we want Basri Ket? Let's see. How does Basri Ket read? Whenever... Wait here, let me enlarge it for everybody. There you go. My head's in the way. I guess it doesn't really matter. Whenever one or more non-token creatures attack this turn, create that many 1/1 soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. So, we would get 3 tokens out of this, and then we could Glorious Anthem next turn. I kind of like that, so let's go for it.
Join me, and I will protect you as my own.
And then Glorious Anthem should be enough next turn. Yep, we will definitely discard to protect this. Alright, so unless they can kill both Loxodon and the Hollow Blade, we should be okay. Yeah, Omnath doesn't really do anything here. Opponent's at 2. I mean, sure. Eat a Basri Ket, seems fine. Yeah, and then that's it. So we'll attack for, what's that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17. And opponent just goes out on their own terms with damage from their land. Now, before you rush out and build this deck, let me say one thing, that I think this deck is very good at handling the big metagame decks. So when you're talking about Wilderness Reclamation or Bant Ramp or any of the 4-color Reclamation, you know, anything in that space, this is kind of what it was designed for. I think you're still going to have some issues with mono red at times, depending on what type of draws they get. You know, that's very much a coin flippy matchup. And then I think you could run into a little bit of issue with some versions of mono green, though you can usually outrace them because you can go wide and block a lot of things. But it's not as much of a given as you would think. You have to lean on your sideboard very heavily. And it's also possible that the sacrifice decks could be a little bit tough. So last weekend the deck had a bunch of success, but it was also very targeted to a spot in the metagame. So if you expect to see a bunch of Bant Ramp and a bunch of Reclamation decks, then go for it. This deck's probably going to be awesome. If you think there's going to be a lot of sacrifice, mono green, mono red, you can really gear your sideboard toward that to help you. But I do think this deck, for that reason, is a much better best of 3 game or deck than it is a best of 1. So take that for what you will. Obviously, you can still win games in best of 1, but I think you can run into a bunch of kind of random situations that you're going to want those like glass caskets and such out of the sideboard to really help you out of. But as usual, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. In the comments, let me know if you like this deck or what you think about it, or if it seems too gimmicky or whatever. I'm kind of curious because I think some people weren't taking the deck seriously, and then it finished well in one tournament and won another big one this weekend, and now everybody's kind of going like, well, maybe. So I'm kind of curious what my audience thinks about it. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.